What's happening, YouTube? Well, the time is upon us. We are getting closer and closer to the date, November 6th. This video is real simple, guys. I'm issuing a challenge. I'm issuing a challenge to all supporters of President Barack Obama. What I'm going to do is I'm going to outline a few brief points that I have, reasons that I will not be voting for Barack Obama this year, and I am challenging anyone who is voting for Barack Obama to give me one good reason why. One good reason why I or anybody else should change our minds and vote for Barack Obama. Without further ado, here we go. Issue 1, which I think is one of the more important issues in this year's election. A point that I don't hear talked about very often, and that unfortunately we did not hear, I don't feel anyways, too much about on the debate, or any one of the debates. In 2008, when Barack Obama was traveling around the country to try to drum up support for his first presidential nomination, Barack Obama was quoted as saying, George Bush, all by his lonesome, added $4 trillion to our national debt. That's downright unpatriotic. $4 trillion he added to the national debt. When Bush left office, the national debt in the United States stood at roughly $10 trillion, just under $10 trillion. Fast forward 4 years. Obama's been in office for 4 years. Our national debt is at now over $16 trillion. $16 trillion. $6 trillion added to our national debt in just 4 years. It's funny because, as I said, Obama was quoted as saying that it was unpatriotic that George Bush added $4 trillion to our national debt in 8 years. It took him 8 years to add $4 trillion to our national debt. And in half that time, Obama added $6 trillion to our national debt. Point number 1. Okay, on to point number 2. Another very important thing that, I heard a little bit about during the debates, but not as much as I would have liked to have heard. Given the current economic climate in this country, which is not good, let me preface this by saying in no way, shape, or form am I blaming the entire economic status of this country on the current president. Wasn't a fan of George Bush. I think he did some good things. He also did a lot of bad things. So, that said, a big thing in this country right now, something that we really, really, really need is jobs. Unemployment's at an all-time high, or has been at a tremendous high over the past several years. It just fell below 8%, which is good, but by no means is that great. An interesting thing to me is, for a country who's hurting so tremendously for jobs in this country, President Obama blocked a job by the name of the Keystone Pipeline. The Keystone Pipeline would have created tens of thousands of high-paying construction jobs. Jobs for normal, everyday American citizens with no college education, that would have been high-paying jobs. We're talking anywhere from $40,000 to probably $70,000 per year, if not more. Not to mention the fact that the Keystone Pipeline job itself would have lasted several years. Now, I don't know the exact number, but would have lasted several years, employing tens of thousands of Americans in high-paying construction jobs for several years. Canada has now made a commitment with China for the Keystone Pipeline or its equivalent. So that's point number 2. Point number 3. It's so often that I hear, and this is not. I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to be racist. I'm not trying to come across. I've got black people in my family. My little brother's black. My nephew's black. My cousin's wife's black. I've got 2 little sisters who are Asian. My other little brother's Hispanic. I've got a very, very, very diverse family. By no means am I racist. I'm the furthest thing from it. But what I get fed up with, what I get so frustrated with, though, is black people voting for Barack Obama simply because he's black. Or white people that vote for Barack Obama simply because he's black. Because they want so dearly for their black friends or acquaintances to think they're not racist. I think we've come beyond this in this country, people. At least I thought we had. But apparently not. So, my point with this is, okay, we'll go back several years here because I think that's only fair. Let's go back. We'll go back to William Jefferson Clinton, the first black president, if you will. Bill Clinton. Under Bill Clinton, the unemployment rate for black Americans in the United States was, on average, 9% during his 2 terms. Now we'll jump to George Bush, right before President Obama's presidency. Under George Bush, his 2 terms, 8 years, the average for unemployment for black Americans in the United States of America, and I encourage you to do the research and look this up, fact check me please, was 8%. So we got Bill Clinton for 8 years, we're at 9%. We got George Bush, 8 years, we're at 8%. It's heading in the right direction, okay? Then we jump to Barack Obama. Over the last 4 years, unemployment for black Americans in this country is 14.4%. 14.4%, almost 15%. Damn near doubled what it was when Bush was in office. But yet, Bush don't like black people. Look, I can't say that. I was just kind of saying that as a joke. I don't like Bush. I never was a big fan of him. Needless to say, I'd love to have some video responses. I would love to hear people's arguments. I'd love to see what people have to say about this. Guys, let me also end this by saying in no way, shape, or form am I a fan of Mitt Romney. But it's simple. The United States of America is no less than a corporation, a giant corporation. And Mitt Romney's a businessman. He's been in business and ran businesses almost his entire life. Unfortunately, in this country, we've come to a lesser of 2 evils voting system. And we, the people, are at fault for that. But until we can correct that, that's all we have. We have to vote for who the lesser of 2 evils is. Anybody who argues that, I'm sorry, but that's another thing. If you argue that this is not, that we shouldn't, falter to the lesser of 2 evils voting system, give me an answer to it then. Fix it right now for this election on November 6th. Give me a fix for it. Gary Johnson's not a fix for it. Gary Johnson waited too long. Nobody knows Gary Johnson. Do I think Gary Johnson is a good alternative? Absolutely. I love what Gary Johnson stands for. Gary Johnson ain't got a snowball's chance in hell of winning this election. And anybody who votes for him because they don't like Barack Obama, guess what? Those votes will go to Barack Obama, the incumbent president. So, look, video responses, please, comments, anything. Change my mind. Prove me wrong. Send me in the other direction. I would love to hear your argument. 3 things. You can argue the 3 things that I brought up. Give me your own 3 facts of why you think that Obama deserves a second term. Look, regardless, we're all Americans. Black, white, yellow, brown, purple, green, it doesn't matter. God bless every one of you. Get out and vote. It's our God-given right. And if we don't express it, it'll be another thing they attempt to take from us. I hope to see you everybody out on November 6th. And I look forward to your responses.